Good evening, and welcome to Alamo Cable News. I'm Austin Little. Tonight's top story. College football fever has swept its way across the nation once again as teams are in their second or even third week of play. Unfortunately for the Cougars of Washington State, they have not caught it, as they have lost their first three games by a combined score of 150-33. Now over to my correspondent, Anthony Jorgensen, who has a special report.
Actually, I'm right here, so we won't need to do that. Tonight's special report. Colonoscopies. Harmless procedure or savage killer? Hi, we're here in the lobby of the Christian Catholic Hospital in downtown Portland. Gonna meet with Mr. Bergman. Let's go on in.
Come in.
Oh, hi, Anthony.
Oh, hi, Mr. Bergman. How are you? Pretty good.
Good.
So we're here for the colonoscopy special.
Sure.
And if you could just briefly explain to us what colonoscopy is.
Well, it's a very invasive procedure. Everyone should go through it. Typically when you reach 50, both male and female, just check out what's going on. We got to make sure everything's regular. There are a few extreme cases when people need to do it when they're in their teens and 20s.
Now, doctor, I've heard, I don't know if this is an urban myth or not, I've heard 65% of colonoscopies have become fatal. Is this true?
No, in fact, I would say 65% of people who don't get colonoscopies are fatal.
Oh.
Yeah. So, I mean, you should really come get it checked out.
Well, there's the answer to our special topic.
Yeah.
So, do you have anything further that you can show us?
I mean, here I prepared a diagram. And as you can see, it's pretty self-explanatory as to what a colonoscopy is.
Yes.
We have a camera that we insert.
Is this battery operated, or is it plugged into the wall? Or?
No, I mean it's pretty official here.
Okay.
We don't have any power outages.
Alrighty.
A lot of generators. No battery operated.
So
machines.
I see you have this circled right here.
That's the point of entry.
And that's the anus.
That is the anus.
Okay.
As us scientific folk call it.
The anus. Okay.
The anus.
Alrighty.
You might call it your asshole, but
Well,
it's the anus.
Well, it says
Not to be confused with the planet.
It says the nightly news, so there is no censorship. Well, I think that'll be all, Dr. Bergman. Thank you much for your time.
Thank you, Anthony.
And now over to Michael Walsh with the Fantasy Football Report.
Welcome to this week's installment of Across the Nation Fantasy Football. I'm Michael Walsh. In our first game, the religious matchup of the group, Austin Little's Jewannabes going up against Hunter Tately's Flagstaff Lumberjacks. The key to the game for Hunter will be injuries. Ben Roethlisberger, LaDainian Tomlinson, and Antonio Gates are all possibly sidelined. For Austin, he's hoping LaDainian Tomlinson is on the sidelines. A, because that will be less points for Hunter, and B, it'll be more points for his starting quarterback, Phillip Rivers. After Tom Brady went down with his season-ending injury, Austin had to turn to the bench, and we're probably thinking he's going to lose this week for it. But he does have one silver lining, that's 49ers defense going up against Seattle. Because Seattle is quite depleted this week, down to their third-string running back, and, well, they're recruiting from the Alamo for their wide receivers. In our second game, the Battle of the Unbeatens, Anthony Jorgensen's Lobster House is going up against New Orleans' Scotty Slim.
Lobster!
Jorgie has the captain, Brett Favre, in his first matchup as a Jet against the Patriots. Look for the Patriots to rout the Jets behind Matt Castle. Yes, Matt Castle, who Austin should have started at quarterback. However, Brett Favre, the leader, might be able to propel the Jets past the Patriots, but Anthony's just hoping. New Orleans is sticking with the hometown boy, Drew Brees, and his running back core, Brandon Jacobs, going up against St. Louis, who's looking like the seller this year, and Michael Turner after his record-setting performance last week. In our third game, Team Barge, who got destroyed last week, is up against The Ranch.
The Ranch.
Barge starts Carson Palmer at quarterback. Interestingly enough, he starts against the Titans, and The Ranch has the Titans defense. I say The Ranch wins this one handily. In our fourth game of the week, I'm going up against the Houston Tri-City Bombers. We don't even know that person. So the Pullman Sleeper Squad is going to pull this one out. After a disappointing finish last week, I was the highest scorer for a losing team, so I have a little bit to hang on to there. Tony Romo, Marion Barber are going to team up. And Derek Anderson is going to play against the Steelers, a little slowdown game. Not going to put up the same numbers he had last week.
Get out.
Steven Jackson, most overrated player in the league. Not going to help Houston either. And the running back duo I have going on with D'Angelo Williams and Jonathan Stewart for Carolina, I'm really stacked. I'm going to pick up all the points there. So
Bullshit.
that's what you think. But our last matchup of the week, Lego Ranger.
Lego Ranger!
Battle of the brothers here, both starting quarterbacks Peyton Manning and Eli Manning. I'm picking the G-men to come out on top. Felix Jones could be stepping in for a hurt Marion Barber. Personally, I really hope not because Marion Barber's my starting running back. However, Felix Jones, good pickup for the G-men. Could get a lot of carries this week. And his receiving core of Randy Moss and Terrell Owens, along with Calvin Johnson, he's going to put the Lego Ranger in his place. Roy Williams won't be enough for Brandon this week. So that's all for Across the Nation. Have a good week.
Well, what a week of news for us here at ACN. Wouldn't you say, Mr. Little?
Oh yeah, quite.
How about that colonoscopy
Oh,
special?
very informative.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
I sure wouldn't like that.
No, me neither. Dr. Bergman seemed like he knew what he was saying.
Oh, what a nice fellow.
Very clean.
Nice teeth.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I think that's going to do it for us here. Anthony Jorgensen.
Austin Little signing off from ACN.
Good night.